Hey, it is me, MVT Sky, and this is a daily read, and it is April 1st. And so, now that we are in April, we have this energy for the month of Saturn. We talked about, Earth energy. We talked about 10th house energy. We talk about employers, authorities, elders, honor, profession, reputation, things of that nature. The overall energy today in Aries is the moon. So you're talking about, Cancer energy, home, family, environment, tapping in, intuition, those things. The high frequency is Jupiter, medium frequency Venus, and then you have the lower frequency, which is coming down, of course, in Pluto, Scorpio. So you got this Libra, Taurus energy, and you also have a Sagittarius energy, spirituality, luck, good fortune, faith, belief, right? Relationships, marriage, sometimes a discussion of enemies, dualities, balance. And then you have, money, possessions, values, things of that nature. And then you have the transitions and regenerations and sex and taxes and inheritance and deaths and the ends of things and new starts of things. So let's see what Saturn is talking about today. I'm just going to use an oracle deck for Saturn today. And excuse me. Alright, let's see. Who is it? Alright, the womb. So, when you're talking about the womb, or the cadron, I don't never say that right? But when you're talking about the womb, the place where all is developed, the place where all is created, the place where life is created, and then it's manifested into the physical reality. And so, when you're dealing with Saturn, you're dealing with Capricorn energy, you're dealing with stabilizing and creating firm foundations where there's investments involved and invested in time, energy, family. Some maybe talking about a little bit of pregnancy, a little bit manifesting into the physical reality, right, from the very beginning. So let's see what's going on with Aries and this moon energy, right? And this is, when you're in the moon, again, family, home, environment, that kind of thing. Maybe a discussion, but let's see what else the moon is about. So expect powerful change in the new moon and eclipse. I'll put that in the description, but I'll put some cards down about it in a few, right? So there's some Aries that should be expecting powerful changes. Pay attention to the new moons that come in the eclipse. So let's see what's going on with this high frequency right here. Sagittarius, Jupiter. Alright, so you got the Eight of Swords here. You got the moon there. And you have the Queen of Wands here. So you're dealing with the Aries energy when you're dealing with the Queen of Wands. This is validating this moon energy and a high frequency. So if you are in a high frequency and you understand how vibration and things move, then put some intentions towards this new moon that comes in eclipse. Also, this is about faith, belief, religion, good luck, and good fortune. Trying to understand that when you're in a higher frequencies, this is the house. That's the house that you would tap into when you're trying to free yourself of certain things. You're tapping into your higher intuition. You're doing it with love and care and creativity. Non-sneaky, but very warm, very creative, very open and warm energies, right? So let's see what's going on in this medium frequency. And, when you're dealing with the medium frequency, this is a discussion of balancing, right? So you're trying to maintain your balance in the medium frequency or raise up to the higher frequencies. It's letting you know, there's a possibility to be down in frequency or up. And so you have to pay attention to your relationships, partnerships, marriages, people that may be, kind of like the enemy for you, or you may consider enemy, or vice versa. Pay attention to your monies, your possessions, your values, things of that nature. So let's see what's going on right here. Okay, and so you got this Queen of Pentacles here. So you have this Earth and you have this water energy, right? So this is letting pay attention to your wealth, your stability. There may be a feminine energy. There may be some Aries that have some earth in there, earth or water. But it also may be some Aries that's dealing with earthy energy in the middle frequency. All right, so let's see what she's looking at over here. And so you got this Four of Swords energy that comes down, and you also have this Nine of Hazards energy that comes down. So when you're dealing with the family environment, you're dealing with your money, your finances, relationships, marriages. If you are dealing with an earth sign or have a feminine principle that's in the earthy energy, or maybe a mother figure. Also, sometimes the queens can represent a mother figure. You know, it's a time for meditation and rest. You know, not saying that you're letting your guard down, but it's definitely a time for rest and meditation. And also, you know, this being overwhelmed, it could be a little overwhelming, a little feisty, a little warish, a little aggressive. This is somebody who has been through some things, or maybe going through some things. So there may be some conflicts, or some warish energy, some feisty energy going on when you're dealing with the two houses. The houses of Libra, the houses of Taurus, talking about, you know, relationships and things like that. And it's a good time to maybe fall back and tap in. You know, there may be this feeling trapped into a particular situation if you're looking at it from the medium frequency, and it's important to kind of free oneself from this kind of energy here when you're resting and you're relaxing and your meditation and your thoughts, right? You're able to tap in a little bit better, you know. And this feisty energy that's coming underneath this Queen of Wands, we're gonna look at. I'm gonna throw another card down, but let me get down here real quick. Alrighty, and you know, we got two queens, so this could be definitely a discussion of a feminine principle right now. You have the Fool card right here. You also have the Temperance card right here, which is, you know, the Sagittarius, Jupiter energy, and you also have the Page of Wands right here. So, you know, when you're dealing with the lower frequency and you're dealing with Scorpio and the things that need to change and things that will come to an end and start new, you understand this? The energy here with the Fool of the new start. And it's letting you know, yes, the new start can create change. It may not be taking place right this particular moment. And to be mindful and try to do things in balance, right? Try to find balance between what it is that you want to do, your new starts, your new activities, new opportunities that may come through. This also could be a discussion of young people also, but I'm going to look at that. New opportunities, new growth, baby projects that may not be started or not getting where they need to be, still in its infancy. So let me look and see what's going on here real quick. And these fires the fire signs is lining right up with each other. There's a lot of fire on the board. There's a decent amount of fire on the board, let's say. Right? So let me look and see what's going on with this this 9 here of I'm sorry, the 9 of coins. Look at that. Somebody just wanted me to say that. So we got the Sun here. This is Leo energy, creativity, the sexuality, the sexual energy, romance, children, things of that nature, right? Excuse me, like I said, this is the 9 of hazards, so this would be the 9 of coins. And so there's a lot to be thought about here when you come across this board right here. This is definitely saying that, you know, once one is invested in whatever it is they're going to do as far as trying to maintain balance, create wealth, you know, moving your wealth between your family and your ideas and your concepts, there is an opportunity for happiness, bliss, and clarity. You know, just stay in balance and try to raise this up and stay in this high frequency here. So let me see what comes over the Sun, which would be next to the Queen of Wands here. All right, so you have the 7 of Pentacles here. And you have the Devil here. So, you know, in this lower frequency, yes, do understand that if there's stagnations, try to figure out why the stagnations are taking place first, right? Before you move forward, that's the warning, to find a balance in the activities, motions, and movements so that you don't end up bound to certain things and certain situations in a negative light. You know, you don't want to be tied to something or to, you know, something that's going to create something that you are stuck in and can't seem to kind of relinquish, right? Now, in this medium frequency, once again, you know, it's about understanding where you come from, what you were trying to establish within the family, within your family construct, and also within, you know, your finances and things of that nature. And it may definitely require some time to oneself to relax and chill. And yes, there may be a lot that one has will go through today, or experience, or even be thinking about. Outside of that, yes, is it worth fight or a fight or standing up for? Absolutely. Is your happiness, your creativity, your new ideas, your ability to enjoy romance and family and children and be a warm, loving energy. At the end of the day, and it's high frequency again, it's saying tap in, to your belief systems, how you think, how you feel, with, your good luck, your good fortune, and know that you do have the key to maneuver through the moon when necessary, and still come out in your Aries energy, and still be warm and creative and full of ideas, and and full of energy, while still creating. Even though there may be some new things that come in this little experimental stage, right? And so some may be experiencing some new ideas and want to experiment and try new things. Do not do this in the low frequency, because whatever it is has the ability to create a particular type of bondage. So you want to stay in this medium frequency, move up to this higher frequency, and understand that what you're trying to experience here or experiment with, do it for the greater good. Whatever it is you're trying to create new ideas, concepts. But I'm going to look at this Seven of Hazards one more time. And this particular deck is a discussion of, experimenting and reviewing. So let's see. The King of Coins is here. This is that earth, fire energy. So there may be a little conversation between a fire and a earth energy, or it could be an Aries with a nice bit of earth in there also, but the underlying is still fire, right? And this is somebody that's generally supposed to be wealthy and financially stable and in balance, and his foundation is strong right now, and somebody's mind is needs to be freed from a particular situation here. And in the higher frequencies, whatever's going on is to free this individual. It should be to free this person's mind. Okay, but let me see where he's going across at. All right, this sun. So yeah, technically this masculine energy that's coming down, beneath him is clarity, warmth, love, and all of these things of that comes with the sun. And then you have this Page of Wands. So he may be an older person, but full of energy, full of creativity, full of ideas. And I know it looks a little bit weird because this one is just doing whatever, but full of ideas, okay? And can be a little bit reckless at times. So you want to pay attention to that. But this Seven of Hazards right here, let this be a new activity, a new idea, a new concept, new project. And pay attention to what's going on and what you're going to develop out of it in its higher frequency, and do it from a high, make sure you in your creative, make sure you tapping into your true beliefs, the ideas and concepts that are coming to you that you would like to do and get into. Is this contrary to what you actually stand for and what you actually believe in, is the question. So you have to look at that. So anyways, this is the reading for today, except for, before I get to that, expect this powerful change, the new moon and eclipse. I'm just throw a couple of cards down on there, maybe two. See what they talking about over there. You got this King of Swords, so, and you got the Hierophant. He's been very busy. And you have the Ace of Cups. So you have this air, fire energy here, and you have this Hierophant energy. Now, as you see in this particular deck, the King of Swords comes down with his guns already in his lap. Very hunnish-like, very aggressive kind of energy, very masculine kind of energy, with fire under him, and still stable and comfortable in his reality. At the end of the day, you have this Hierophant here, and this is a discussion of, dealing with power and structure, and maybe a need to go to the elders and have a discussion. And this is about this energy needing to tap into this love. There's a gift of love that will be discussed. later on. And this may be the thing that changes during this powerful eclipse, this aggressive energy going to somebody. This could also be a discussion of one wanting to get married or in a marriage and going for some counseling or some discussions about it. You know, this is somebody who has a hard time dealing with their emotions, and this is a thing that may bring a powerful change during this new moon eclipse, which, you know, would be interesting, especially when you're dealing with the King of Swords, because there's really not too much of water involved. When there's a lot of air and fire there, if you throw that out of whack, fire will spread, action will spread, okay, and it could get wild. So sometimes it's cool to have to go to the elders, have to go to people who have a little bit more knowledge, get spiritually tapped in, you know, understand one's emotions and one's actions based upon their emotions. This is somebody who really does not like to deal with their emotions and don't like to get into it regardless. That's just the energy. And so there's some Aries here that can be, you know, have some air in them. Underlying is still fire, right? So this can also be a discussion of, you know, Aries with some air that don't like dealing with their emotions. And this is a thing that may come in to a powerful change. But really, for the most part, stay in balance with your family, your marriages, your relationships, partnerships, your finances, your possessions, things of that nature. Stay in the creative energy. Understand what you stand for, what you believe in, and the thing that you want to bring into reality. Is it going against all of the things that you stand for and believe in? At the end of the day, is a question, right? And these are the things that may come and bring upon powerful change during the next new moon eclipse for Aries with this low moon energy. So pay attention. Smooches and deuces. See you in the next one.